All right, hello everyone. Tania here for the second lesson in the Vimala Handwriting Alphabet. So last week we went over the family of communication, and we started with the first three, which was the A, the O, and the D. And today we're going to do the G, the P, and the Q. So I'm going to start my screen share and just do a quick review. This one will be shorter than the last one. Okay, so here we go. All right. So again, we're always writing on a blank piece of paper, landscape orientation, blue ballpoint pen, and we just come to it with a relaxed, open mind, open heart, remembering that there's no such thing as good or bad handwriting, just as there is no such thing as a good or bad person. 1 inch margin at the top, 1 inch margin at the bottom, and 1 inch margin on the left. I talked about those last week and the significance of those. And you don't want to have a margin on the right, and the reason for that is because we're always wanting to be moving towards our future, open to our future, right? We don't want to be stuck in the past. So here we have the family of communication, and this is what they look like. Again, I'm going to just kind of blast through these with review, and we're going to go into practice. So A is the spiritual stardom, transforming ego into spirit. The declaration of intent is, today I will notice how my personality affects others and will grow from that knowledge. So how are you being? How are other people responding from you? And when you open yourself to learning how people are responding to you, you will learn about your own personality and how you're affecting other people, and therefore maybe make different decisions if you need to be. So the A is the element of air. We have Archangel Michael, the diamond, and the dolphins. And I spoke about these at length last time. The letter O is, my words are always kind and helpful. So the O is just the letter of sensitive truth-telling. Sensitive truth-telling. So we have the hawk as the animal totem, Emitial, truth. Spirit is the element or ether, and the emerald is the gem. D is all about positive sensitivity towards others, and realizing that the cause of any upset I have is never outside of myself. So often when we get angry with someone, we blame it on the other person. We say to them, you made me angry, right? Or you did this to me and now I'm mad. Well, the reality is you made yourself mad. So there's never, it's all inside. All of your responses to other people, any upsets, is because of how you are choosing to respond. And deep down, we have free will and choice to respond differently. So we don't have to be stuck in being angry and upset. Earth is the element. Ankh Kanan is the angel of communication. For the letter O, we have quartz as the gemstone and the dog as the spirit animal. Okay, so we're going to go into the letter G. The G is all about prosperity. It's about seeing everything in your life as a gift, like absolutely everything. Even when you stub your toe or you spill the milk, or you run out of gas and you have to walk to the gas station to fill up, or whatever, like good, bad, quote unquote, everything is a gift. Everything is here to support us in our soul growth. So the element of G is the air. We have Onium, the angel of gratitude, elk is the animal, and blue sapphire is the gemstone. The letter P is considered the most important letter of the alphabet, actually, and the P is about truly loving and appreciating oneself. And the declaration of intent is, I interact with everyone as though they love me. Imagine how you would be if you would interact with anyone as with the assumption that they already love you. You would behave really differently, right? We wouldn't be fearful of others, or maybe not shine our light. So we have the element of water. Porcupine is the animal, pearl is the gemstone, and Charmine is the angel of harmony. That's the angel attached with this letter. The letter Q is selfless service to humanity. The declaration of intent is, I lighten the hearts and lives of those whom others pass by. So oftentimes it's, the less fortunate, the physically challenged, the poor, those that are in pain. Oftentimes those people get overlooked. And when we inscribe the Q, we remind ourselves that we are here to be of service to humanity and to actually give our love to those that most people ignore for one reason or another. So we have the element of fire. The animal is the horse, and the gemstone is the red coral, and the angel is Uriel, the angel of selfless service. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to inscribe the G, the P, and the Q. So I recommend that before you start writing to warm up with the E-L-E-L-E, like we did last time. So I'm going to write all the way to the end. E-L-E-L-E. Oh, it's getting hard for me. Okay, I ran out of room, so I couldn't do the third E. So remembering that you're bringing your L's all the way up as best as you can to the upper zones. And that's all about being able to reach into more philosophical thinking, spiritual thinking, and staying in the mid zone with the E, the lowercase e. All right, so now G looks like this. It looks like a letter C, and then it has this tongue that kind of pours out of the middle of it. And if you notice, this is not a harsh 90-degree angle, right? The lowercase g almost looks like a figure 8. The G is nice and open. So if you notice this space, there's a space here, there's a space here at the bottom. Okay, oftentimes what people do, or can do sometimes, let me see, where did I do with my, I'll just use this. So sometimes what people do with their C's is they have a hook. And that's something that we've been taught that actually is not helpful, it's not healthy, causes a lot of problems actually. So that's why you want to be careful. The temptation might be to draw your C like this. Everything matters in the alphabet, everything in the writing matters. So you want to be careful about that. And what you also don't want to do is this. It's not a harsh right angle, it's curved. Everything, most of the Vimala alphabet is curved, and the reason for that is we want more heart energy in our life and in our world, and anything that's got a sharp angle like that is mental energy. So we don't want that. Also, just be mindful that, again, this is open, so don't do this. You don't want to do that hook. Can you see that? It's open. So you're going to do a whole row of the G. You'll do 2 rows of each of these letters. I'm only going to do one so you can watch. So I'm going nice and slow. Oh, hard for me to reach the end there. And of course, the challenge is that when you're not writing on lined paper, sometimes it can be difficult. And so one little trick I want to show you is if it's too hard, because we don't want our writing to go down. If it starts to go downwards, that can just start to bring in some kind of depressed energy. So you don't want to do that. So, or strive not to do that. So what you can do is take your blank sheet of paper, fold it once, fold it again, just like that. And so when you open it, you have some guidelines. Okay, and so you can do that in the beginning, so you can get a feel for what it is to draw straight across the page without having your handwriting go down. Now, if your handwriting tends to go up, that's actually not a negative thing. It just means that you have a lot of positive energy. Okay, so we have the G. Next up is the P. The P starts with the I am stroke. That's what that's called, and it's just a straight up and down line. And remember, we're keeping our letters curved. It's not straight up and down. It's not this. It's angled. So slight angle to the right. Then going from above, we go around, we cross that I am stroke and loop forward. This loop here is called the arc of respect. And the reason why that's there is because we always want to end our letters in the forward motion. If we were to do the P and stop here, we'd be getting stuck in the past. So that's what that is. And if you notice right here, there's a space. So you want this space to be open. It allows for the energy to flow. And then the lowercase is also I am stroke, but it goes down below the baseline. And for the lowercase p, it is closed. Lowercase p goes like this, and instead of crossing the I am stroke, it touches it. That's the difference between the uppercase and the lowercase p. So be careful to not do this. You don't want to go like have it pointing downwards. You want to keep it forward. Again, same thing with the lowercase p. It's not this, and it's also not that. We're not crossing the line there. So it's, again, I am stroke, starting a little bit above the I am stroke, coming around, arcing forward. Lowercase, just like that. Definitely challenging doing this on a chalkboard. But going nice and slow with your pen. Something I should mention that I don't know if I did in the last video, but when you hold your pen, you want it to be with these 3 fingers, like this. This is how you want to hold your pen. for most of my life, held my pen like this, with my thumb tucked in, very cramped. This allows for more movement. So make sure you hold your pen that way. Okay, last one is the Q. So the Q, like the O, is clockwise in its movement. So just as if you were drawing the letter O, it has this little slide, lowercase, do it again. So starting at the 12, like that. And then the Q is like as if you were starting to do the lowercase a. You stop, you go straight down, and you loop around. You make a little pillow for its head. I like to think of that as a pillow. So it's touching. It's touching. Remembering the Q is all about being of selfless service. Something we need more of in this world. And there's space for another. I'll just do it like that. Okay, so there you have it. You're going to be warming up with the E-L-E-L-E, 2 rows of G, 2 rows of P, 2 rows of Q. Okay, so two times each, and let that be your daily practice. If again, the handwriting can only truly benefit you is if you do it every day. Doing it once a week or once in a while, it can be fun to play around with, but it's actually not getting into your body. It's kind of like yoga. If you don't do it every day consistently, you're not going to get that much out of it, right? Doing yoga once a week or once a month, it's fine, but does it really have an impact? Not much. So if you do this every day, I guarantee that you will notice that you might feel different. You feel more positive, more open, more in flow, more in harmony with yourself and others. So that's it for today. Again, please, if you have questions, I'm assuming there's a place for you to send your questions. And just want to go over next week. Hang on just a minute. Where's my book? This is a great book to have. Your handwriting can change your life. It's not really geared towards children, but if you're a teenager and you're watching this, you can definitely buy this book and read it. It's easy to read, it's not difficult, but I think younger children might find it boring. But as an older child, you might find it really, really interesting because she goes into the pressure of your writing. She goes into why do you connect some letters and some not? What does tiny writing mean? What does, if you have big writing, what does that mean? The slant of your writing and all the zones. And it actually has some examples of handwriting in here. So we did the family of communication. And next week, we're going to do the family of learning and evaluating. And so those letters are the Y, the U, the W, and the V. So excited to go over those with you. Next week, we'll be doing all 4. I'm not going to break that one into 2 sessions. And I believe, I'll double check, I just want to make sure, but definitely the Y and the U. So have fun. Hope you're enjoying the handwriting, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.